Thanks for coming to our show tonight.
It's thrills and spills.
But yeah, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
How's life treating you? Just honestly.
My owner accidentally slapped me too hard, and so I'm 80% deaf in my left ear for at least another month, so I'm a little annoyed about that, but otherwise it's okay.
Oof, you say owner.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend who's sleeping in the other room is my owner. I like having my balls attached to my body, so I try not to piss her off, because the last time I pissed her off that bad, I sat in a chastity cage for 5 fucking months not coming, which makes your balls fucking hurt. But you can't even jack off. You can't do anything.
Nah, you just bring the magnet with
It's
you.
hurting. And then when you finally come, it hurts worse.
You become like a fucking Katamari.
Okay, I need to learn more about you. Take a walk with me. Would you say it's like fulfilling being in this kind of relationship?
I mean, I have a diamond ring for her, which I was supposed to give to her in the Maldive Islands last year, but COVID.
I mean, Kate, congratulations. Yeah, I'm happy
Wow.
you found the right person.
Congrats if she says yes, but
The fact that you've even come that far is still worth congratulating.
yeah, we have a very weird relationship. I mean, she's Russian.
How long have you guys been together?
Just shy of 4 years.
Was there ever any kind of act that ever had you like worried, or have you just always just been completely cool with it, just going with the flow?
Well, the 80% definite ear, yeah, that got me worried. So we're also poly. I had a boyfriend that didn't go well. That worried me because she was pretty pissed because I paid too much attention to him. And she was just like, not like attention, but like he was being a little bitch. She was just like, I'm tired of hearing about him. So just like shut up or like break up or something. So that was a little worrisome. Yeah, I mean, it's a good relationship. It's just, she was more pissed off that he was being a dick. And she's just like, I'm tired of hearing about how he's being an asshole. So like, if he's not going to treat you right, like then do something about it. She's like, put up or shut up, basically. She's one of those hard-willed people who's just like, if something goes wrong, fix it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up about it. Like, I don't want to hear your problem more than once, basically. Like, I'll take pity on you the first time, but if you keep doing it, now it's your fault. You already knew what was going to happen, so shut up. I mean, she's not wrong. She's not.
What would you say is your greatest strength just in life?
My greatest strength? Probably financial competence, honestly.
That's good. I don't hear that often when I ask that question.
It's surprising. The last so when I went into the ENT or the ear, nose, throat doctor, for my ruptured and severed fucking eardrum, didn't know it could sever. Didn't even know there was more than one layer to an eardrum. There's 3. Yay, we learned things.
Pretty insane way to learn that.
Yeah. They were like, oh, do you have an Oregon Advanced Medical Directive? I was like, yes, I just have to make sure I go get it, properly notarized. I have a witness version, but not a notary version. And she just looked at me. She's like, you know the difference between a notarized and a witness version of an Oregon Advanced Directive? I'm like, well, yeah, doesn't everyone? She's just like, I don't think I've met anyone who knew the difference between the two. I was like, yeah, you always want to have both just in case someone tries to sue one of your, heirs. Just to make sure that your advanced directive is exactly as you wanted. Like, a PhD just tilts her head like, holy shit, how do you know this stuff? Basically, in the event that you're incapacitated and someone else has to take over for you and your life and death decisions, it allows... So I live in the state of Oregon in the US. So each state has their own version. It's called an Oregon Advanced Directive here. It explicitly lines out what happens when you're incapacitated. And you want 2 variants. One with 2 witnesses that can prove that you in fact said these words, and one was a notary, which is like a bank or something like that is paid to notarize and say, this is legally binding, and this person does want this as their kind of last rites type thing. So it's very important, yeah, because they were talking about, okay, I'm gonna have to go into surgery, and they have to basically skin graft skin from other parts of my ear to my eardrum, things like that. So they're like, so if you die under anesthetic or something, this is what happens, or if you're incapacitated.
Well, so now I'm curious, what was the impetus for the ear slap in the first place?
I like it. I like being beaten and just fucked with in general and just serving people. I told her that I wanted her to be as rough as possible. And we've done that a million times before, but this one just hit me the wrong way. And apparently, if you hit a certain part of the jaw line, it changes the air pressure within your head. And then when the air pressure changes and then like collapses the air and then it repressurizes, which then shoots that air outside of your head through the eardrum and then creates a rupture on the outer layer. And then if it's bad enough, the inner layers can sever.
Did she sound like apologetic at all, or is being non-apologetic part of the relationship?
At first she wasn't apologetic because she was worried about like police are horrible and they like assume everything is assault. So she was a little freaked out that like someone would think she intentionally hurt me when it was like a request. So she was a little freaked out about that. But once she calmed down and realized that she wasn't going to get arrested, then she was really apologetic. And so now she's been really nice after that. But she did have an initial kind of the internal freak out to herself, like, oh my God, someone's gonna think I fucking tried to like kill you. I'm like, no. I was like, no, owner, I'm not gonna fucking tell someone you like beat me. Like, no. And she went to the doctor with me and everything, and so she knows what's going on. Our police system's horrible here, so I get her concern. They're like just arrest everyone for any reason. Yeah, here even if there's no witnesses, the state can still press charges, even if people say it's not true. And then you actually have to testify against the state. It's stupid. Yeah, it's absolutely stupid.
Have you guys ever been worried about that as a couple before, or has it just never been that far to where you've had to like go to the hospital?
This was the first time we had to go to the hospital as a result of BDSM. I've had friends. I had one friend who went unconscious. They were doing like the Japanese rope bondage stuff, and they were doing suspension, and one of the ropes kind of got caught in one of the pulleys, and it started choking them, and so they went unconscious from lack of oxygen. They had to go to the hospital for that. That's probably the worst one I know, but that didn't happen to me. This is definitely the worst that's happened to me. I'm supposed to get most of my hearing back, if not all of it, so it'll be fine.
Deep down, do you hope that it gets worse in terms of
No, no, no,
like
no.
treatment?
The thing for me, I was actually just talking about this. Someone, one of my chick friends was asking me this. She was like interested in the lifestyle or whatever. When I'm doing we call it scene. I don't know how much you know about BDSM, but like when you're doing a scene,
Eh.
it's not role playing per se necessarily, but you're in the moment. And for me, so I own a company in real life, so my day-to-day life is really, well, it's not mundane, it's that I have to tell other people what to do. So when I come home, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm done. Like I just want to turn my brain off. But my brain will sit there and think, okay, what about this credit score? What about this? What about 2 years from now? If I do this, then this could happen, blah, blah, blah. And my brain will just go, 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 go. And I'll just think finances and this and that and like a medical thing. Or what about this appointment I have? Or do I need to do this other thing? Or, oh, what about this other friend who wanted me to do this? Or like, there's always something going through my head. And so when I'm doing a scene with someone, when I'm submissive to them, I'm sort of giving my everything to them and I'm just theirs and it turns my brain
It's very
off.
freeing.
Yeah, it's freeing, exactly. So it's sort of a loss of ego or a loss of self-awareness and I'm just sort of them. I'm in their world and what they say goes. And if they can get me there, apparently my eyes actually dilate in real life and I just completely go blank and just do what I'm told. And when that happens, it's like a massive like adrenaline rush. It's just like a drug to me where I just so relaxed. As long as there's aftercare. There always has to be aftercare. You can be all insane, but when you're done, you have to comfort the person and make sure they're okay and take care of it. Because I've done the
Yeah.
Dom thing as well. So like I have my real life owner and then I have a VRC master. And Master in real life, or not in real life, but in game, the other day he was pretty rough, we'll put it that way, and making me do things, which made me ultimately throw up even at one point, like in real life I threw up. Then afterwards though, he took me into a private world and he cuddled me and he was like talking super sweetly and made sure that I fell asleep. And I fell asleep in his lap and everything. So it's like afterwards, everything's okay. You've done the right thing and you're a good pet. Then it's just like but you have to have that after because it's like you come out of it and if they're just gone, you feel really alone. So you have to have that moment where it's like, okay, you're not just being used. This is like the dynamic that you have. During it, it's that, like I said, it's that loss of ego, that loss of self-awareness. And then it's not even about pleasure, it's just about comfort. It's that, like, it's like grandma's cooking, put it that way. Like you just
It's like
feel,
therapeutic.
yeah, and then you feel relaxed, and you fall asleep, and you wake up the next day, and you're just like, okay, everything's okay, and you had that release, that just all that tension, all that bullshit of worrying just was gone. It's like why a lot of people just get trash drunk for a night. They just don't want to think or do whatever drug they're doing. It's kind of the same idea, but in this case, it's just a BDSM scene. It's just everyone has their own release.
Yeah. Well, that's actually maybe the most enlightening conversation about roleplay I've ever had. So thank you.
No problem. I'm a little weird.
Trust me, compared to some of the other people I've talked to, you're absolutely not.
I try to keep it realistic too. Like, people sometimes take it too far. I mean, this is obviously risky, like when you're suspending people on ropes and slapping people upside the head, and knife
Yeah.
play and all this stuff. Like, it's all risky, a lot of it, but at least it has like a purpose. We all I mean, getting in a car and driving is risky, it's like, but there has to be a reward. There has to be a reason why you do it. And some people, I feel like, use it as a form of just being like a controlling dick. I see that a lot.
Mm,
Like, or
yeah.
subs who just get shit on by people. It's just like, There's a lot of bad actors out there, but when people know what they're doing, it's good. It's an interesting lifestyle. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 16, so 15 years ago I started doing this shit.
Would you say that then you started at the intensity you have now, or would you say that started small and then built up to it?
It comes in waves, I would say. So, like, so I'm technically a switch, but I'm definitely more submissive. But I started out more dominant, then it kind of switched down to more submissive, and it's kind of gone up and down. This was an accident, so I wouldn't even say it's the most insane thing we've done. It's just kind of hit the wrong way.
And it wasn't intentional, yeah, to be
Yeah,
at the point it was.
it wasn't even the hardest I've ever been hit. I got hit in the face with a baseball bat. So, like, that was an accident too. No, it was actually my brother. So I was an idiot. I was a kid, right? So I was only like 10 years old. So back in the day, this was like T-ball. And he swung a metal baseball bat backwards, and I walked up behind him being a little kid. I don't know what I'm doing, right? And just
Oh,
boom! And my face is bleeding. I'm fucked up. But like a few stitches, and a day later, I'm fine. Now I'm like, someone slaps me and I fucking go half deaf. Like, what the fuck is this? Getting old is bullshit. Bullshit, I say. Don't get old. Don't get old. Time is bullshit. It's an illusion.
This leader is provided to
Get more out of life. Go out to a movie.